As of 9:30 this morning, there are 23,385,777 songs that go E and then A. But have the world's guitarists run out of ideas? No, they have not. So your singer turns up to band practice and he says, "Oh, I've written another song, guys." It goes, "Baby, I love the way you wear your mask beneath your nose." And you're like, what? E to A again? It's so done to death. So here's some inspiration for you. Here's what some of the world's greatest guitarists have done when they find themselves faced with the old classic and simple E to A chord progression. Okay, let's start with Jimmy Page, Ramble On. So it's clearly an E to an A song. I mean, Jimmy could have gone... But he's doing a whole heap of little things to keep that interesting in there. Sliding into that first E. Then he's going to an E11. Then goes to another ambiguous chord that could be another E11, or it could be considered a B minor 11, an F sharp minor 11, D6-9 over an E bass. It doesn't matter. Then slides a G triad into the A chord. Then immediately goes for a sus4 on the A, and then descends, so back via the G to a standard A chord. This is what I'm talking about. And of course, our other down under advocates for the 4-letter all caps moniker, AC/DC. And while we're on the Malcolm Young appreciation bandwagon, check out his rockin' twist on the same 2 chords from Stevie Wright's Evie Part 1. This is called a 1-4 progression. The first chord in E, moving up to the 4th chord in E, which is A. Okay, let's zip back to 1968, where session guitarist Al Casey played it like this on Elvis's A Little Less Conversation. Of course, what musical list would be complete without the greatest band ever? Paul played it this way on his heavy metal precursor, Helter Skelter. But there are almost as many songs where the E and A are minor chords, which is technically a different key. Either G or C, depending upon the context. Like this 80s classic. And Matt Bellamy gave us 2 clever examples from Muse's amazing first release, Showbiz. And then there's the E minor to A major twist. This is known as a 2-5 and probably warrants an entire episode all on its own, because it's one of the most common chord progressions ever. But for today, let's visit some other major keys to sample what a few more of our heroes have come up with when faced with the boring old 1-4 progression. John Mayer's twist on the 1-4 in the key of A is simply to play 2-note chords, so an A note and an E note, which is the root and the 5th in A, and becomes the 9th and the 5th in over the D. But the cool thing is the little flick of the tremolo arm that he does in there. to give that little fluttering, warbling effect. Brian May opts for the tried and tested A one-fingered A chord at the 2nd fret to a first inversion of a D chord over the A bass note. Every rock guitarist has used that trick. John Lennon's turn in the key of A, I've Got a Feeling. He uses a capo on the 2nd fret, so he can use a G chord shape. Mellencamp's Jack and Diane, A to D. So the two little twists there, playing the E over the A to make it an A major 9, and then cutting that D short and having that little bass lick. But key of C. Keith, you can't always get what you want. This is a ripper. I do it with capo on 8th. I think it's in open E tuning capo on 8th, which makes it a bit easier to play, but we can do it in standard tuning. Alright, let's move into the key of C sharp. Stevie Ray Vaughan was such a funky guitarist. The key of D major. More, Fab 4. Here, George merely plays the 1st, the 3rd and the 5th, the 3 notes that make up every major chord, sliding in and out of the 3rd to create a classic 1/4 riff. Robert Fripp adds some simplistic brilliance to this Bowie tune with his infinitely sustained notes. And in the key of F, Hot Chocolate's Harvey Hinsley came up with this riff. And in F minor, the great George Benson treated it like this. Key of G, G to C, Matchbox 20, classic 3 AM. Simple but effective. One of the most talented and prolific players on here. Playing the least amount. That's experience. I love dropping my A string down to G for this next ripper of keys. Absolutely love the percussive interplay of Bob Marley's and Peter Tosh's guitars on this. But look, you know, that's just a glimpse. Obviously it goes on forever. Just taking a break, just now I heard Born to Run come on the radio. Another one, it's got a 1/4 with that fantastic melody line over it. I've just tried to give you here a vast array of very different approaches to this. I haven't even got a Van Halen riff in here. What am I thinking? So anyway, do your own research and don't feel like you're trapped just because you've only got a couple of chord changes to go on with. Or a looper. Don't forget to like, and if you're subscribing, please ring the bell so you know when I'm talking interesting tripe like this. Cheers. Thanks, everyone. See you next week. like an A over its third, over the... A to D. Oh, are you